Artist Exchange Radio Show every Friday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Every Saturday, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Real artist, real talk, real live on BeExposedRadio.com. I was meeting with a friend yesterday, and I've gotten to the point where don't ask me a question because the truth is going to come out. And
exactly.
Just don't do it.
If you ain't looking for the truth, don't come to me.
Don't do it because I can't hold my tongue. And she wants to be this stylist, boutique, but you're not doing anything in that nature, and I can't take you seriously if you're not doing those things. And I understood why people didn't take me seriously because I found myself in somebody else's lane. I was good at what I was doing and what I wanted to be, but I wasn't doing it for me. So how can I ask you to take me seriously if I'm living in somebody else's shoes?
And nobody can do what you do, and I think that that's a big problem that people face now. Like, you see what somebody else is doing and you want to do that when that's not your lane.
That's not your lane.
That's not what you're supposed to be doing.
But it's popular. It's getting that person money. It's getting that person applause. Oh, I want applause. I want money. Let me stand over here behind them.
And then a lot of times people aren't honest with themselves either. Like, I was thinking earlier today, I've been woke for almost 2 days, so so you get honesty, and I was thinking, like,
The Artist Exchange Radio Show.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
What up, what up? How you guys doing? This is Monday night, 7 o'clock, and you already know what it is. Just a bit outside radio show, your favorite local and national sports extravaganza. I'm your host, Keisha. Got my dude in the building as always. My man, Mark Foster. I think he swam here today.
No, you swam here. I stayed dry.
Dry and fly.
I don't think I've ever been accused of being fly.
Oh man, own that shit. How you doing, bud?
Like you said, it's wet out there, but
yeah,
scary driving. Like 10 feet in front of you could see is wicked.
Anything exciting go down for you this weekend?
Kind of took it easy. There's a lot going on.
Me too.
Yeah, like, okay, actually, sob story here. So,
okay.
Local chain, Royal Farms, their Facebook, they always do some giveaways.
Yeah.
I actually won tickets to the Moonrise Music Festival.
Mark, I'm going to hurt you. Oh my goodness.
But I didn't find out till Friday morning.
Uh-huh.
And they wanted me to pick it up by 5 and I couldn't be there in time. So
oh my, Mark. Oh.
Right? I was so mad.
We're about to go on a quick commercial break. No, okay.
I was trying to find. Oh, I should have texted you to see if you want.
Yes. Yeah.
Sorry.
Hey man, for real though, we gotta stop living these parallel lives because I didn't do anything this weekend either, yo. I legit just laid around the house and watch sports. I did get to watch a lot of sports. I did watch some of the PGA Championship, and Tiger Woods, thrilling finish. Seriously, I mean, I know he came in second place and Koepka got first, but man,
did he finish in second?
Tiger?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because I know at one point I was paying attention, but I wasn't able to watch it. And he was on hole 17, and he was still 5th back. But the leaders were still a couple holes behind him. So wow.
Yeah. That's a crazy finish. Yeah. His finish was just insane. Jimmy was texting me hole by hole, oh my god, yo. And I'm like, oh man. But shout out to Joe Plecker and all of his expertise, because I took a lot of his notes from last week's show and applied it to what I was watching, and it was very interesting. Also, Joe made a post about his article in Golf Magazine, critiquing Tiger Woods' swing. So I encourage everybody to, check that out, because a very interesting article in Golf Magazine is really good. It's like one of the best for the sport. Yes, it is. So shout out to Joe for that, and well done. As Mark said, there was a lot going on around town this weekend in Baltimore. The biggest thing was the AFRAM Festival. Yeah. Which, has been going on for about 42 years now. And, it's a festival that, displays and showcases African heritage. And, they have a lot of arts, crafts, the whole nine, music, dance. And for a good bit of its course, it was held downtown. I know it was in between the lots of Raven Stadium and the Oriole Park. And last year they decided to, slim things down a little bit, and also move it to like an official park area. So last year was the first year that they had it at Druid Hill Park. So this year makes, the second go around. It was really awesome. I'm gonna do a throwback name for y'all. Drew Hill was performing out at Druid Hill.
No way.
Yeah. They did the whole Tell Me What You Want with the skip dance and everything. Like they were out there doing the thing, man. And a lot of people really enjoyed it. And a lot of people really liked the new venue. Like I said, being out there at an official park on the grass and being able to just chill out and listen to live music and chop it up with your people, that thing was legit.
Yeah.
I think it was legit. And also, as Mark just previously mentioned and just completely crushed me 5 minutes ago, the Moonrise Festival. The Moonrise Festival was going down out there at Pimlico. Yep. 2-day festival, started on Saturday and then on Sunday. And I would say if you are a lover of if you're a music lover and you're really into the music scene and you're kind of into B and C list kind of artists, this was definitely the festival for you, for real, because they have a lot of up and coming talent that they showcase at this festival. And then also too they have a lot of games and activities out there, like Ferris wheels and all types of crazy stuff that they do at the festival. One bad thing though was they had to evacuate it.
Really?
Yesterday due to the weather, right? It was like lightning, something terrible yesterday, and it rained a little bit because I had my softball games and they stopped those due to weather conditions. Yo, shout out to the Knights, man. Season's over. We had a great season, dog. We ain't win one damn game.
I said, did you have a great season?
I had a great season. No, legit. We did. We had a good time. I mean, we didn't win any games, but man, we definitely had a good time losing.
I know Tyra had a good time.
Yeah.
When she was here a couple weeks ago, that's what she was talking about, was how many drinks she was getting in.
Yeah. Yeah, lots of drinks and a lot of softball, man. So shout out to all the ladies that play in the Woodlawn Women's Softball League, man. That thing is crazy. It's like 16 teams out there, and we had a tournament yesterday, and it was just off the chain. Lots of fun. Can't wait to get back at it next year. What else we got going on? So we did the goings-ons around town. What's up with the hometown hero? We got one this week?
Yeah, hometown hero, local kid from Bel Air.
Okay.
Chase Kalis.
Okay.
K-A-L-I-S-Z. He's been touted as Michael Phelps' protege. And he's been doing pretty well. Last week at the Pan Pacific Championships in Tokyo, he took first place in the 200 meter and 400 meter individual relays. Got the gold medal on both of those. He swept the Tokyo International Swimming Center in a mirror image of his sweep at the Phillips 66 Nationals a few weeks ago, where he also won both the 200 and 400 meter individual medleys. And it looks like he's the front runner and strongly positioned to be the guy in 2020.
I was getting ready to say that's the next Summer Olympics, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And wow, to be a Michael Phelps protege, that's some pretty big shoes to fill. How old did you say he was? Did you say how old he was?
No, I didn't. But what is he? 20? I don't think I got the age. We'll look it up.
Yeah, we'll look it up. But I mean, at that age, that's some pretty big, shoes to fill. There are a lot of people out there that think that Michael Phelps is like the greatest Olympian there ever was.
Yeah.
And they have a legit argument for that. You know what I mean? He dominated, the Olympics in his sport for so long, and just,
Yeah.
I'll be on the lookout for that one. I have to read up on that kid, man. And, people are already going to be buzzing since he's from, like, the same, state as Michael Phelps. So that's pretty cool.
And it was under his tutelage, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. That's good. Good stuff. Good stuff. On a more, what can I say, like, somber note, we have some pretty interesting developments coming out of the University of Maryland football program. I'm gonna have to get my notes out for this one because I want to make sure I get this all right. So, University of Maryland college football program has recently come under fire for their quote-unquote toxic culture in their football program. This all started, I guess I would have to say it all started about 2 years ago, right? When offensive lineman Jordan McNair died during a preseason workout. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That was earlier this summer, right?
He died in June, yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. It was actually late May is when he died at a preseason.
He collapsed in late May and then
died 2 weeks later. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let me clear that up again. Collapsed during a preseason workout. After he had a conditioning test, which was May 29th, they took him to the hospital, and like Mark said, in early June, he passed away, which was like 2 weeks after he was taken to the hospital. And it was deemed that he died of heat stroke, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, that's the thing. Like, ESPN has learned that that's the cause of death, but there's been no official release yet of the cause of death.
Which is another reason why his family has kind of taken the routes that they have taken.
Yeah.
And so the thing about this whole situation was that it's been said that there was evidence that there were signs of ill health prior to him completing, I guess what they call the 110-yard sprint exercise.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he, if the gentleman, stated that he wasn't feeling well, or if he was, I don't know what those signs were. But there are people out there that were saying, look, man, they knew, that he wasn't, he wasn't 100%, or he wasn't, in a good space. But they continued to push him, and eventually, like I said, he collapsed. So this is kind of a big deal, not only in college football and also at the University of Maryland, but just the sport of football, period. And what I mean, like summer is when they start to condition themselves and start to get themselves ready for the season. Sometimes they might do 2-a-days.
Yep.
And it's always that concern out there. There's always that debate out there. It's like, how far is too far, especially when you're out here dealing with 90+ degree temperatures, and you have pads on, equipment on, and you're at 100 the whole entire time. Max strength, max effort. You know what I mean? So this is kind of, I wouldn't say this is an age-old debate, but this has been debated recently with the sport. And, you know, unfortunately, here we have another incident, and this one hits really close to home, you know, by it being at University of Maryland. So what recently, you know, has happened as a result of this incident with McNair, Mark? We had some suspensions or something like that.
Yeah,
right.
It looks like ESPN was investigating,
right?
And the university may have got wind, or like a preliminary article had come out. Maybe you found some information. ESPN requested some information from the university. They said the university released a statement saying that staff members had been suspended. But I couldn't find anything on exactly who initially, under the plural staff members. And then the next day, or maybe even on Friday, they came back and said DJ Durkin has also been suspended, in addition to whoever was suspended previously.
Okay, so let me just clear up a little bit about that. As far as we know, as of right now, Maryland coach DJ Durkin, along with 3 other members of his staff, have been placed on administrative leave, which is which is a paid leave. So they are leaving, but they still getting paid. Now, a lot of people. Okay. Oh, all right. So we have a comment from Dennis. Dennis said if they fired him, what coach in their right mind would want to come and have to face Penn State, Ohio State, and some more of the Big Ten powerhouses? We'll get to that in a quick second, because you know, that's one of my questions as far as, you know, how University of Maryland moves forward. But, you know, some people may be sitting at home right now or watching this right now saying, you know, how the hell are they still getting paid? Why aren't they suspended as opposed to being placed on administrative leave?
Yeah.
And I believe I spoke a little bit about this last week when we were talking about Ohio State and Urban Meyer. You know, everybody believes in, was it due process?
Yeah.
And, you know, in essence. You know, University of Maryland is not going to jump the gun
unless there is irrefutable, like, video evidence.
Yes.
Or something. Yeah.
And as of right now, they don't have that. You know, I mean, there's a lot of there isn't any concrete evidence that they can be like, okay, here, we can directly, you know, link this to Durkin and he can get out of here. You know what I mean? And you know, there's also, I mean, we always know that the bottom line is always somewhere lurking around there. You know what I mean? And, you know, I can almost bet you that University of Maryland is taking their time and being judicious about this because of speculation of paying him after this is done. Now, when coaches sign their contracts, when they get these salaries, you know, there are always stipulations to that. There's certain guidelines that they have to follow as well, just like a player does, or, you know, just like anybody else. You know, right? Now,
typically.
Yeah. Most right. So, you know, one of the stipulations is that this head coach does not act in the interest of his football players or of the, you know, the school's organizational program and whatnot. They can let you, 1, they can fire you, and 2, they can fire you without paying you a damn dime.
Not always.
All right, let's go.
It depends on the structure of the contract.
Right.
But, you know, there's the music, so I guess we'll have to pick it up after.
Okay, yeah, more on University of Maryland when we come back on Just a Bit Outside.
My name is Ruth Rusey. I'm a retired teacher. I'm 91 years old, and this is how I live united. I say retired, but not really. Once a week, I read books to children as part of United Way's education program. Reading to a child creates links between language and literacy. It creates a bond between grown-up and child. And believe it or not, it prepares them for a better academic future. Oh, we read about frogs and flies and pigs with wings, all sorts of juicy stuff. It's a joy to watch all those little faces. I figure I have the time and they have the need. And I've always believed that if we're not here to help each other, then what are we here for really? My name is Ruth Rusey. I help kids prepare to succeed in school. So I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, Live United. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
My name is Meera Batra. I have been in this country 32 years, and this is how I live united. America has always been the land of promise, and in my community, many families have come for a better life. Coming from another culture myself, I know the desire to become part of a community, to feel at home, and to gain the tools for our children and families to succeed. So I advocate for these families with United Way. United Way empowers them to look beyond their histories and to see what opportunities are available. We help them get involved with their kids' schools, network within the community, and when we do, we unite them. We make the community stronger. What I do is something I wish someone had done for me, and I am so grateful I am able to. My name is Meera Batra. I help families see opportunities and succeed. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, Live United. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. With millions of YouTube views, shares, Instagram likes, followers, and fans across the globe. But what do all these amazing pets have in common? Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a shelter or adoptable pets near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard? Well, that's entirely up to you. Visit theshelterpetproject.org and hear more about Hamilton the Pug, Toast, and Keyboard Cats.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back, you guys. Just a Bit Outside Radio Show. I am your host, Keisha, and always my dude to my right, it's Mark Foster in here chopping it up on the sports tip. And when we left off, we were talking about the scandal that's kind of rocking Maryland, and most specifically, University of Maryland's football program. As we said earlier, they have come under fire for having a quote-unquote toxic culture within the program. A gentleman has, a student, not just a gentleman, but a student of the football team has recently died. And now, you know, the whole entire program is under the microscope. And you know what I mean? And when I say under the microscope, I mean, you know, this has hit the likes of ESPN. So, but this is big news. You know, ESPN doesn't waste any time talking about something insignificant.
And it seems like the story hit, and I texted you it.
Yeah. Yep.
And it's kind of quiet, and it just built over the weekend into this national thing it's going to get huge, and I'm not going to be surprised if other schools get dragged into it.
Oh, yeah. I think I sent you a text message a couple of months ago that the NCAA was investigating a few programs. And remember, University of Maryland was on the list.
Yeah.
So, you know, they were already being scrutinized. And to have this come out, you know, to kind of like follow up afterwards is just really not a good look. The University of Maryland, they're trying to be proactive about the situation. I believe they have hired a sports medicine consulting firm by the name of Walters Inc. to conduct an investigation of the team protocol, and that's going to be a 90-day investigation. So, you know, and that's just the University of Maryland. That's not even talking about what the NCAA is going to do themselves, because I'm pretty sure they're going to execute their own investigation as well.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, go ahead.
Here's the thing, like you said, they hired Walters Association.
Walters Inc. Mm-hmm.
The person in charge of it is Rod Walters, a sports medicine consultant who oversaw athletic training at Appalachian State and South Carolina. And he's conducting the review. and they're calling it an external review because it's someone not associated with the university.
Right.
But there's been some questions as to the legitimacy of this review.
And why is that?
Okay, what I read. Bless you.
Thank you.
They had players return early from their time off to meet with the investigators. A sign-up sheet was posted in the office door of Jason Bison, the team's assistant athletic director for football operations. Meetings took place in the offensive staff's meeting room in the Gossett football team house. A player is quoted as saying they tried to interview players at the most inconvenient time in Gossett, basically right in front of Durkin's office.
Woo! Now, let's think about that. They interviewing you right in front of your coach's office. How candid and how honest are you? You know, are you gonna be though? Do you think there's like a little pressure behind that?
Oh, absolutely. The player went on to say, basically anyone can walk in, any coach or whoever really wants to can walk by and see who signed up and who's talking to the investigation.
Oh, hell no.
Right? I mean, and I think I heard talk earlier that they might actually start a second external investigation. And you're like, they need to.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And like I said, I got full faith in the NCAA. Yeah. You know what I mean? And especially with them already being on the radar. And then also, as I said before, this heat stroke thing within the sport is a big deal and is being looked at, every year.
Yeah.
Every year, I'm all about stats and everything. And, I read that 90% of heat stroke related deaths occur during practices.
Wow.
And that's big. That's huge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that is something that the coach can control, and his staff, not just the coach, but the staff too, can control. And another thing that I found kind of interesting as, we were reading and researching was that, Durkin kind of has a reputation. For one, I mean, the words that I read that kind of really stood out to me was that he was known for being this quote-unquote oppressive, intimidating, and the last characteristic might get me some side eyes, but a bully. And I say that it might score me a few side eyes because people are saying some people may think that it's football, you're supposed to be tough.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean. Being tough is one thing. Being mentally and emotionally, physically abused, mentally and emotionally abused is something totally different.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And, it's a very fine line to where, from being hard on a student athlete to just being a dick. For real.
I couldn't say it any better. And it doesn't sound like they were just making these guys tough. It was belittling. Just the quotes that I was reading was completely not appropriate at all. Mm-hmm. And what I was reading was the head strength and conditioning coach, Rick Court. He was Durkin's first hire after getting hired on as head coach.
Really?
And it's interesting that you mentioned Urban Meyer from the discussion last week because both Durkin and Court was on the coaching staff of Urban Meyer previously.
Now that is very interesting,
right?
And a lot of these assistant coaches that get head coaching positions or that fall under these umbrellas, they don't do anything but adopt the culture, the principles of these huge bigger coaches, i.e. Urban Meyer, and it's like a cycle.
Yep.
Kind of, because even though you're bringing in a new coach, some fresh perspective, fresh blood, you still have all of these old principles and like they call it a toxic culture that they've been, that it's basically been inbred in the coach, and so it still goes on and on, which that's very interesting and a great point too.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
Obviously, Urban Meyer is charged.
I don't think that's going to hurt Urban's. That's not going to help Urban's.
But, yeah. Ooh, boy.
Yeah. So let's kind of address Dennis's comment from earlier, and probably a couple of questions that you guys may have as well about the whole incident. What does University of Maryland do moving forward? This is about all the time that we have right now. We have to take a commercial break, but when we come back, we'll have a little discussion about that.
Jason, I've got to tell you, you're pretty much everything this company is looking for in an entry-level candidate.
Great.
Your resume isn't quite what we're used to, but you've got a fantastic work ethic.
Thank you.
And I'm impressed by how you carry yourself.
So, should we talk about the job?
What? The job? Oh, sorry. Yeah, I have no way of recruiting or even meeting you. This interview didn't happen.
It may sound ridiculous, and that's because it kind of is. There's a huge pool of talent your company is missing out on. Meet the grads of life. Who are they? Talent worth knowing about. Young adults of unique determination and experience. An ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or even mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
Man, we really could have used him.
Don't miss out on a resource many innovative companies have already discovered. Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
My name is Ruth Rusey. I'm a retired teacher. I'm 91 years old, and this is how I live united. I say retired, but not really. Once a week, I read books to children as part of United Way's education program. Reading to a child creates links between language and literacy. It creates a bond between grown-up and child. And believe it or not, it prepares them for a better academic future. Oh, we read about frogs and flies and pigs with wings, all sorts of juicy stuff. It's a joy to watch.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back to the Outside Radio Show. On BeExposedRadio.com. You should check out the outtakes between the commercial breaks. You're checking us out live on Facebook, live on YouTube, TuneIn app, Radio Loyalty app. We appreciate it. Share the link, share the love. And as you've seen on the screen, flashing up there on the little bar, Be Exposed Radio is having an open house. If you're local to the Baltimore area, or for our listeners outside of there, if you know people in Baltimore, tell them. If they have a business to promote it, come on down by the open house. It's Friday, August 24th, 5 to 8 p.m. There's networking. There will be a live broadcast, refreshments, open mic for artists. Yes, come and check us out and try to spend your advertising dollars wisely on us.
Hey, and also too, if you're looking for a job, we need engineers, man. Come and chop it up with us. Have a good time. There's a lot going on that night, so looking forward to that. Looking forward to seeing the gang too. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys, when we left off, we were talking about the University of Maryland football program and everything that's been going on. We discussed what happened, why they got there, who's the asshole, and now I guess this is the part where we discuss what do they do moving forward. One of our listeners, or viewers I should say, Dennis, had an excellent question. He said if they fired him, what coach in their right mind would want to come in and have to face Penn State, Ohio State, and some more of the Big Ten powerhouses? Dennis, this is what I'm going to say about that. I think their opponents is going to be one of the last things on that coach's mind. You know what I mean? I think there is somebody out there who's willing to risk it all, per se, and try to bring a new culture to University of Maryland.
Yeah, if you have a Division I football program, there's always going to be a coach that's going to willing to jump in that spot. But like you said, it's culture. It's a complete culture overhaul.
Yeah.
And when that new person comes in, I mean, we're assuming DJ Durkin is gone, which I'm going to say at this point, I'm assuming he's gone.
Me too. They're just saving face right now.
Yeah. When that new person comes in, they're going to have to go and earn the trust of the players that decide to stay, because you know the NCAA is going to say anyone that wants to go, you can go without penalty.
Exactly. And how the hell can you worry about your opponent when you don't have anybody to play for you? Because not only are you worried about keeping your players there, how are you going to bring players in? What parent in their right mind is going to be enthusiastic about sending their child to a program where somebody just died?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to say it like that, but that's the honesty of the situation. So as far as University of Maryland is concerned, and you know the next coach in line, and let me just make a quick note about that. There is an interim coach that's taking place for Durkin right now, and that is offensive coordinator Matt Canada, who I really haven't heard anything about. I need to read up on him and see. You know, I haven't heard any character witness type deals with that. But I mean, you know, what I can say for right now, with the coaching staff as well as with the university itself, number one on the list is damage control. You know what I mean? Because you're about to be under the biggest microscope of your college football's career. I mean, honestly, I can't say. I mean, I've been, you know, watching college football for a little while now. I can't say that University of Maryland has ever really went through anything like this, of this magnitude. Let me just say, you know, and you know, with that, you know, there's going to be a lot of stuff with the football players themselves, students, anybody that, you know, was anyway involved with this situation, you know. And then, like I said, secondly, is a complete evaluation of the program and what you can do to improve that and completely change that, because you don't want to be known around the NCAA for having a toxic football culture. Simple as that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's even apply Dennis's question to prospective players, people that are touring schools and making their decision about where to go to college, and of course they want a scholarship, they want to play, and maybe some of these players want to go down to the NFL. I mean, especially the high school kids now. Yeah. If Maryland was on their short list, you got to think that they exit out right away.
Absolutely. Because, you know, I mean, these kids, I mean, you already have enough to worry about as far as like CTE, you know, you got the domestic violence thing. And like I said, this whole heat stroke, situation and conditioning and practices, this is something that you can control. So I don't think that's, you know, it's not appealing to anybody who's looking to be a part of the program. I mean, that's just point blank, you know. So Dennis, you know, I guess to answer your question, yes, there's somebody out there, crazy out there, or somebody ballsy enough to be like, you know what, I can turn this around because, hey, history has shown that it has happened and can happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Whoever comes in, their first point is going to be, we're not going to be turning this into a winning team. We're just going to change this into a team, period.
Yeah. Yeah, because, you know, you just think about all the stuff that we just mentioned as far as like the questioning and about the position and where the questioning took place, the fact that people can know who's in there snitching and whatnot. Yeah. You know, this is going to divide the locker room. This is going to divide the program, because I'm pretty sure there's some staff as well as some players who probably want Durkin to stay and are probably very fond of Durkin. You know what I mean? So, you know, they have a lot that they have to worry about right now. And reform. Reform, I just don't think reform is I mean, I'm sorry. I think reform is number one on the list, not necessarily the competition.
Yeah. And something interesting also that just popped in my head. It's not only the players that were beat down by the Durkin administration. It's actually existing staff members that have been with the school.
Yeah.
Let's see. Wes Robinson, he's the Terrapins' head athletic trainer. He's been there since 2006. He worked with previous coaches, Friedgen and Edsel. And one staff member who was part of the ESPN story said that working with him, he was always meek and mild-mannered. Mm-hmm. But as the Durkin administration was taking over and he saw how they were, he realized he had to adapt, otherwise he was out of a job. And
that's crazy.
He was basically bullied into acting like them.
Right.
It's a crazy just culture all the way over the entire program.
And I guess that's like the very definition of toxic.
Yeah.
For real. Like,
if you've ever worked at a toxic workplace too, like, you just know how it seeps into your soul, and you're just
absolutely
like, you hate being there.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's something that kind of comes home with you too. Like, you don't necessarily escape that.
Yeah.
So, we'll be on the lookout for, how this whole saga and this investigation with the University of Maryland will unfold. I guarantee there'll be some more stuff coming out. I always say that. When investigations first start, we just at the top layer of things. So, this will be pretty exciting since it's so close to home, and and it's going to be covered nationally. I'm really interested to see what ESPN comes up with.
It's the tip of the proverbial iceberg.
Yeah. So, and also to prayers going out to the McNair family, because this is kind of like you reliving the whole entire thing all over again with this whole media and the spotlight being on them. So we pray for them and wish them strength and healing as well, man, because that's rough. That's real rough. All right, so let's move from the collegiate level to the professional level.
Okay.
Let's talk Ravens, and let's talk about Ravens, baby. Now, go ahead.
I'm gonna say, don't get too excited. We all know it's preseason.
Right, they love to be the preseason champs.
Last year, let's just say, for example, the Browns were 4-0 in preseason. We all know what they did.
Yep.
But you gotta like what you saw.
I'm not gonna lie. I really have been liking what I've been seeing from these young dudes on the Ravens. I was lucky enough to go to the game on Thursday, and I had a good time and a lot of beer. But I still had my analyst goggles on.
I know your ass booed Joe Flacco too.
The crazy thing, our homeboy Mike, DJ Delight, what up, you jerk? He texted me prior to me. He texted me prior to me going, like when I'm on my way to the game, before I even got into M&T Bank Stadium. And he's like, yo, breaking news, yo. Joe Flacco broke his arm and is out for the season. So I'm like, oh my God. So I immediately get on the phone and text Mark like, yo, post it. I'm trying to tell you, breaking news, Joe Flacco broke his arm for the season. And I'm walking into this, we legit walking into the stadium at this point. And I'm thinking to myself, like, why didn't I get an alert on my phone or anything? So I told Mark, like, yo, just sit on ice for a quick minute.
Do you remember my response?
What was it?
I was like, I'm listening to the radio right now and not talking about it at all.
Of course, I'm at this point, I'm like 2-3 beers in. I get into the stadium, and I see that Bama on the field. I was so mad, man. Of course, I had to cuss Mike out, man. I'm gonna get you back for that one, yo. But yeah, Joe Flacco was out there looking like Joe Flacco.
He kind of looks like 2012 with Joe Flacco, though.
Yeah, but he liked to fool you. I'm gonna give that Bama 3 games before I give a legit opinion about how I feel about him this season. But let me just tell you, I am just Lamar Jackson and RG3.
Yeah,
continue to impress me. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm not a big RG3 fan. I have very similar emotions about RG3 that I have about LaBooty James. But I've been impressed, man. I've been impressed. The Hall of Fame game was a little shaky for Lamar. Maybe he had some, I don't know, first time out pro football jitters. I thought he played a lot better the second game than he did the first game.
Oh, the Hall of Fame. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying the Hall of Fame game. Yeah, was a little shaky.
Yeah.
But the second time around, he looked a lot better. I mean, I don't know what you think.
Definitely. I mean, the Hall of Fame game was his first official NFL game, preseason or not. So it's a game time situation. Yeah, he's an experienced college player, but it's his rookie game in his rookie season in the NFL. I didn't expect much in that first game. He could have thrown 7 picks and I wouldn't have been surprised. His progression from rookie training camp to preseason games has been spot on. And like you said, this game, What was he, 7-11, no interceptions.
He did a bit of running too.
Dude's looking good.
Yeah. And I think Mark hit it right on the head when he used the key word, and that's progression. Yeah. You know, that's definitely something that you want to see in the preseason with a rookie quarterback. You know what I mean? Even if it is from week to week. You know what I mean? Like these are very important weeks for the younger guys that's on the squad, because and also, you know, for the Ravens as well, because, you know, they're trying to figure out what they're going to do with these guys. Yeah. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of you know, positions that are, you know, up for grabs where I'm pretty sure they're still trying to figure things out, you know?
Lamar Jackson was going to make the team no matter what. He's their first round pick.
Right.
But I don't think they've carried 3 quarterbacks since Flacco's second season. Mm-hmm. And RG3 has given them a very good reason to. Yeah, and you know, also too, I think they need to, you know, because we all know Joe's a little banged up. He's put his time in, you know, and also, you know, it never hurts to, well, I think it never hurts to have another veteran on the bench sitting there with your young guy, you know what I'm saying, constantly, you know, doing that hands-on, you know, veteran leadership, that intangible asset that's, you know, sometimes it's hard to come by with quarterbacks. And let's be honest, the Ravens kind of owe him because, you know, Haloti Ngata was the whole reason he got put out that rookie season.
I know. I still talk about that joint to this day, man. Yeah, the Ravens do owe him a little something. Not a whole lot, but they owe him a little something. But, you know, like Mark said, I mean, RG3 is given a hell of a case of like, look, man, put me on at least, you know what I'm saying, another year or something, see what happens.
Well, him and Flacco were both 5 of 7.
Yeah.
RG3 had like 71 yards. Flacco had 88. Mm-hmm. No interceptions for either one. Touchdown each. There's definitely going to be a quarterback chase to see who gets starter, but RG3 is going to get on. He's trying to get on the roster.
Yeah, he's doing really well doing it too, man. So more power to him. You know, I mentioned about the Ravens having to make some decisions, you know, looking at some of these young guys. And I can't help but mention Brashard Perryman.
I knew you were going to go there.
I can't help it, man. I swear to God, because, you know, this is one of the more baffling, like, cases that has come through Ravens Nation. You know what I'm saying? You talking about somebody who, when they arrived to the Ravens, was, like, up here. You know what I mean? Everybody was all starry-eyed. Oh, man, he's going to be this. He's going to be that. He's going to do this for the offense. And he just has not panned out. Not only has he not panned out, I mean, the dude is legit falling from grace. He's gone from up here to, for people like me being like, why the hell is he still putting the purple and black on?
I do remember his draft class.
Yeah.
When he was drafted, people did question his hands. Mm-hmm. And his hands has been the
questionable as fuck.
And in that Hall of Fame game, he just showed exactly why he looked like the Brashard Perriman of old. But then this game, he looked good.
Yeah.
3 receptions, 70 yards.
Yeah. He definitely did the damn thing. He did the damn thing this past game. I'm just not sold. We got the music. All right, you guys, when we come back, we're going to talk more football. Don't go anywhere. Just a bit outside.
Only in the forest can you see this. But nothing beats the moment you see that. Cool! That's your child's eyes opening up to a world of possibilities.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. And you might just see this. Visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
You're now listening to BeExposedRadio.com. Check out this fire flashback.
Within our community, we got to look at ourselves and love and support each other. However, when we bring color into the perspective, we are no longer looking at each other as equals. We are dividing ourselves even more so than what society divides us. We're already divided with inequality, not unequality, but inequality within a system that is meant to keep us down. Here we are yet again doing things that are detrimental to our survival and sustaining of fruitful living. We're causing more mental health issues upon ourselves in our own society and our own communities by talking about the difference in complexion, even when it gets down to the point where we discriminate upon each other. I've often felt that I have been discriminated against, even with my own people, when it comes to me going into a business that is black owned and black operated, and I get up service and then I never want to return and into that establishment because the service was so up. I support those who support me. It doesn't matter what color you are, what race you are. If you are a peaceful person, peaceful, loving person who believes in equality, I will love and support you with the same effort. However, being black and supporting black and acknowledging that I love the...
Make sure you check out McLean's Couch every Tuesday at 9 p.m. on BeExposedRadio.com.
Be Exposed Radio.
It's a family affair if you want to look at it that way.
It is. I totally agree, and I believe I believe that this wisdom on the wall is going to be a movement, and that's what I believe we are doing. Is we're creating a movement where people is essentially, even after we've presented in these workshops, then they'll be inspired to sort of document some of the things that they've gone through and empower somebody else. So it'll be like a chain effect. So they'll see that, we were just three women who have gone through various things and experiences in our lives, and we just took the opportunity to sit down, put it in a book, and then it'll be a movement, and then other women will be inspired to do the same thing. Let me tell you, we are better together. We are so much better together, family. I'm telling you. When we band together, put our resources and our experiences together, we can create a movement, and that's what it's about, inspiring people to do more than what they may currently see of their own lives, that they can do so much more. So yeah,
you are exactly right.
Be Inspired Radio Show. Tune in every Wednesday from 7 to 9 p.m.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Whoa. The moment my son saw a redwood tree.
It's huge!
Is the moment I knew that for him,
you can't even see the top of that thing.
Even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. Your moment is out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
You are now listening to Just a Bit Outside, the sports radio show at BeExposedRadio.com. Come join us every Monday night from 8 to 10 p.m. on YouTube, Facebook, or BeExposedRadio.com.
So we had a lot of things going on.
Mother's Day, Major League Baseball, pink bats, pink outfits.
Yeah. They certainly did the mothers good. They don't show them justice. Like Jimmy said, the pink bats, cleats, all types of pink highlights in the major leagues. The Orioles were swept by the Kansas City Royals.
Wah, wah.
The Kansas City Royals. Thank you, Eric. Kansas City Royals is they're like one of the worst teams in the Major League Baseball right now. Yeah, so that was a little tough.
Yeah, so the Orioles no longer have the top record. It belongs to the Washington Nationals now.
Yeah, so that was tough. So hopefully they'll get back on track with the next series. Maryland, we got some local sports, collegiate to report. The Maryland lacrosse. Let's shout out the Maryland lacrosse team. They are in the NCAA tournament, and Hey,
this is Mark, Just a Bit Outside on BeExposedRadio.com. Listen to us every Monday, 8 to 10 p.m. on Facebook and on YouTube.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Green light. Hey girl. School zone. You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Check out this flashback from Sunset Soul Radio.
Sometimes, let me say this, sometimes
Welcome back, Just a Bit Outside radio show on BeExposedRadio.com. Every Monday night, we appreciate you checking us out. Facebook Live, YouTube Live, TuneIn app, Radio Loyalty app. Share the link, share the love. It's not just a catchphrase. Do it. You're watching us. Just if you're on your phone, hit share. If you're on a computer, hit share. All it takes is like half a second.
Sports radio. Yo, we back. We were talking about the Baltimore Ravens and their impressive win against the LA Rams. Man, there ain't much I can really say about that game with the LA Rams. They ain't scoring no points up until like what? The fourth quarter?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, but we were discussing one of the more, I would have to call this a hot topic for the Baltimore Ravens preseason. The whole issue about Breshad Perriman. Now, Mark, I'm going to ask you, should he stay or should he go?
Should he stay or should I?
Right. I took everything in me not to sing it, and then there you go. I know.
I have no idea. I mean,
yeah.
I think John Brown's going to be an amazing part of the receiving core.
Mm-hmm. We got Crabtree.
They got the tight ends that are catching too.
Is that Max Williams?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, Hurst, he even got a reception too.
Yeah.
Hurst is looking rookie of the year candidate. Like, seriously.
Yeah. And wasn't he the one that played another sport prior to?
Did he?
We're gonna look that up for the next show, but I almost want to say he played baseball in the major leagues or something like that.
Wow.
Prior to I want to say it.
Back to Breshad though.
Yeah, let's do it.
I think it's almost a shame that the NFL, and I understand it's because of the type of game that it is, but it doesn't have a minor league system like MLB.
Right.
That you can send them down for a little bit more seasoning and get right and then bring them back up. Well, because Perriman has the tools.
Yeah.
And he shows those flashes of brilliance, but then starts dropping the ball again.
Yeah, and that's another thing about the NFL. They really don't have much time to be teaching you shit after you get to that level.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, really, the whole entire preseason and even before the preseason, what are those? The OTAs?
OTAs.
Yeah. This is for you to get acclimated to their way of life and the plays. You know what I'm saying? I mean, of course, there's going to be a little bit of coaching here and there, but, football is such a short and fast-paced season. They really don't have time to be sitting up here telling your ass 3, 4, 5 times a year. Look, you watch the ball into your hands. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't
bring
have
it
time.
Into the chest.
Right, bring it into the chest, or tuck the ball in that 3-point. You know what I'm saying? They don't have any time to be telling your ass that over and over again. So, and that's a lot of the reason why I'm like, yo, I can't sit up here and be on the fence with someone who has. Oh, we won't be back. Damn. All right, I'm gonna finish my rant when we come back. And also, we got a guest in the house, so we're gonna chop it up. Don't go nowhere.
When it comes to your children, especially if you're dating someone that you actually like, you do want it to work. So you're gonna hope and encourage the relationship between your child and that person because you like that person, you know, so you're gonna hope for the best. I mean, sometimes it just doesn't work and you can't make it work. You can't force it. It's like a branch. You keep bending it, eventually it'll snap, and even if you put it back together, it'll never be what it once was. But you definitely pray on it. You hope for the best, you know, because like nobody wants to spend the rest of their life alone just because a particular relationship didn't work out, but you had this beautiful creature as a result of it, you know. But you don't want to necessarily spend and you're not all of a sudden a bad person. You're not all of a sudden not going to fulfill this other person's needs.
You, madam, are a harlot and a scoundrel.
Because I had one kid while I was still married. Like,
but what if you?
I'm just saying.
Oh, I take that back.
What if the situation turns around the other way? So you ready for your child to meet? They meet the person, and this person is a giver. So this person's buying your child lots of gifts and wanting to.
I would usually.
Do you let?
You don't like if it's a birthday or some sort of holiday or something like that. Okay, and they want to get them a few things or get them something. Okay, but just on like a regular basis, like unless it's like Nestle's Quick or something that you can get from like, you know what I'm saying, or like Kit Kats or something like that. Like, no, don't spend a lot of money
it's
on.
Unrealistic. I'm sorry,
it's unrealistic. Like, don't try to buy his.
Tune in live to Salacious Life Radio every Wednesday from 9 to 11, only on BeExposedRadio.com.
By Demand Radio Show.
2 years ago. If you broke that bike and it don't work, that's on you, brother. I suggest you get that toolkit out back and then start working with it, right? Yeah. So my son's looking at me like, wow. And I broke down to him how we had got fixing flat tires down to a science. You understand what I mean? Sticking the tube in the water. Right? Talk to me, brother. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, you know, critical thinking. And see, and we look at that now and like kids, they not as on hands like we were back in the day.
That's because nowadays you don't have to put the bikes together anymore. They can come assembled.
Yeah, everything's coming assembled.
In the store, they ask you like if you want it already assembled.
Right.
Back then, you just got the box with 1,000,000 pieces.
Right, and today I don't think they could work with that.
It's just like the thought process. Nowadays, you get a bike that's already put together. Now, when you were younger, you had to put this bike together.
You got to put it together.
That basically closes your mind into learning how to do something. Now.
Yes.
Now you're giving it something. So, okay, you take this. This is what it is.
Right,
so now we have to run with this instead of teaching the child, this is how you put this together so you see the result as this.
Right. Critical thinking. I like that. Absolutely. So look, not to cut you off, Ms. Denise, but let's go to our first commercial break, and then we're going to come back and finish talking about critical thinking.
50s, late 40s, early 50s. That's not uncommon. It's a lot of. I mean, I can give you examples like that.
But it's a good thing he's dead because she can actually move on. Like you can't move on. If he was alive, if he was alive and she found out she was having sex with her father for 15 years, you can't move on from that. Somebody's got to die.
You can't. It's gonna be hard.
Somebody's got to die.
So wait, that means he didn't know either, though.
Immediately, so I can stop vomiting because I don't have nothing else left to vomit. All my insides, all my skeleton.
He didn't know either. That's what would be the crazy part.
He wouldn't. He still doesn't know because he's dead. How does that game go? Marry, screw, kill? How does that work with it?
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Yo, do you see this one?
Live from downtown Baltimore.
What's up? Just a Bit Outside radio show. We in the building, and as you can see, we have some guests. in here. Hey, Mark, lean back just a little bit, bro. Maybe my chair over right here. That good? All right, so as you can see, we have some guests. Got it. We have some guests in the building. We have Lynn and Andrea. These are two representatives of the Baltimore Black Heritage Week, two beautiful, melanated individuals who I am just so happy, as well as Mark. He's happy too to have them in the building.
We ain't bad.
Yeah.
Mark's looking like melanin to me.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, we were just talking about that offline. We were talking about the posts and sharing, and Lynn has a very funny story.
Well, as you know, we are right at the beginning and the height of Baltimore Black Heritage Week 2018. And as part of the outreach team, many of us follow our shares and likes, and we're very excited when people share and like. And today we noticed, well, it wasn't just today that we noticed, but today we looked into this Mark who followed some of Black Heritage Week's posts. And when we looked at him, we were like, oh,
looks
who's
very
that?
similar to this guy.
Brown? He looks like Brown. Who is this guy? And then I went further, it was like just about outside. I don't remember a brown curly hair guy. And then here he is, Mark.
I'm just still clearing some of my Arizona tan.
Yeah, basking in all of his summer sun glory.
Big tan, even though I've been gone for 10 years. So
okay.
Yeah. My hair
But
is
it was nice to see the share. I mean,
my hair is naturally curly.
Wait a minute, hold fast, Mark. Let me just address somebody real fast.
God.
Lonnie, I got your ass, okay? Lonnie says, move back, block her ass. That's one of my football guys who be hating on Ravens Nation sometimes. And I'm just going to leave him with one thought. Hold that nation, okay? Don't come for me or the purple and black, shorty.
Don't do it.
So, as we said, we have these two beautiful women, and we want them to give everybody, our viewers, some of our listeners and fans and everything, and just an idea of what Baltimore Black Heritage Week really is.
That will be me.
This isn't your first rodeo. You've been here before.
No, not at all. So thank you guys for having us. It is not our first rodeo on Just a Bit Outside Radio. It's also our second appearance for our second annual observance of Baltimore Black Heritage Week, which essentially is a week to explore and participate in activities to get to know what's available to you here in Baltimore City, what Black people are doing in art, in music, in business. It's a time to just be proud and to observe. And so the week is the 12th through the 19th, so we're right here on the second day, today being August 13th. Happy Black Heritage Week.
Happy Black Heritage Week.
Happy Monday.
So we like to say that it's an opportunity to be extra and intentional about whatever it is to you that means being Black. And so for some of us, it's colors like red, black, and green of our Black nationalist flag. Thank you, Marcus Messiah Garvey, for that. It might be the way you wear your hair, like an afro. You might wear t-shirts and things or earrings that Black people made that show that you're proud to be Black. That's just me, though. Those are just some examples. There's a wide variety of things that you can do. Our website, blackheritageweek.com, on the homepage has a calendar, and it's filled with events and activities that are being hosted by organizations and artists and businesses around town. So we encourage you to visit our website and see what those things are about.
And, Baltimore Black Heritage Week isn't necessarily just about self. It's also about community. Andrea, would you like to add a little more color to that?
Yes, I can do that.
A little more color.
I'm gonna add some color. I'm telling you, first of all, I'm so excited to be here for the second year because the first year looked completely different than the second year. And you all probably have noticed us on social media, and we want you to keep tagging, posting, liking, commenting, because that's how the word is getting out. And the last show you were on, last radio show, what was it? Be Exposed, Salacious Life?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
With Ren. Shout out to Dr. Ren.
Shout out.
What up,
Dr.
baby?
Ren, thank you for the support. And what I noticed when I'm looking at this social media, interest, we got 128 shares.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
in our little village.
In less than a week.
In our significantly grassroots effort to celebrate and observe Black heritage in Baltimore.
Yes.
That's a win.
That's a big win. So, you know, when you ask about community, this social online community is certainly pulling in for us. And we want you to continue to share. So, Baltimore Black Heritage Week
is our Facebook. Our website, of course, is blackheritageweek.com. And yes, as Andrea said, we have gotten so much more activity this year. Like, we're so excited about how many business and organizations are hosting events, how many people are getting into it. And it's just, I said Black Heritage Week to just about everybody I ran into today.
Yeah.
And quite a few times it was like, yeah, happy Black Heritage Week. And there were times that they were like, huh? I just handed them a flyer.
Right. That's what's up.
Get into it.
That's what's up.
It's really exciting.
So how did you two meet? How did y'all team up to do this?
We met in a little bar down on
I love stories
Avenue.
That start with we met in a little bar. She's in there like bar.
You know, a lot of good things can happen in a bar.
Absolutely.
And most of the things that people promise in a bar don't happen.
That's right, because there's a lot of shit talk.
There's plenty of it.
Yeah, but we did. We
But
met
not
at
with this lady.
We met at a nice little quaint little bar, and that was some years ago. But this began with a thought about AFRAM last year, and some conversations that were had about how and when and where we celebrate, and you know, the conversation got really pragmatic. You know, we talked about other community organizations, other heritage organizations, the Latin Heritage Festival. That's not a city festival.
Right.
And I'm just the Greek festival. That's not the Polish festival, not a city festival. And so we should not be beholden to or expect that the city of Baltimore is always going to be able to provide every means or opportunity for us to demonstrate or observe our heritage here or support our businesses here. So it began just from a conversation and a post on Facebook, and some people liked it and other people wanted to get involved, and so we decided, well, we'll just have our own week, and we'll start with AFRAM and we'll continue for a whole nother week of supporting and promoting Black business and activity in Baltimore. And so that's what we did.
And I have to commend you, because I remember the first time around we had you on this time last year, and I do have to say for myself, just the observation that I can make is that, you know, you guys have gotten bigger this year. You know, you were telling me that you've gotten the mayor involved. You've also gotten Morgan State University involved. Is that correct?
Yes. Well, the mayor has put our Black Heritage Week Festival at Morgan on her calendar.
Fantastic.
We're hoping that that means that she will attend or send some representative to attend. But Morgan State University and the Du Bois Diggs Sociological Society, a student organization at Morgan, has gotten on board to support us, and they've sponsored us to use the space at the Jenkins Hall Behavioral Sciences Building, Behavioral and Social Sciences Building. I don't mess with Morgan people like that. The building. But they've offered us the outside space of their brand new building on Argonne and Hillen, and it's beautiful. We're very excited. We are a bit caught off guard. That's a bit larger than what we were expecting, of course, in our second year. And there's some things we weren't prepared for, like now we need porta potties and we need some security. You know, so if you have some porta potties and you want
or security,
you know, I'm encouraging any of my clients that have come through any of my programs who now have their guard card to come out for free on Saturday and give a couple hours to provide some of that crowd control. But of course, it's the student first day back for Morgan State, so students will be coming back to campus. It's a very great time for businesses and organizations in Baltimore to touch and reach out to them. It's not very easy for the smaller businesses and organizations in our community to connect with that college crowd. So we're very excited about the opportunity and looking forward to seeing what happens.
All right, a couple quick shout outs. I mean, y'all getting love already. Lonnie says, keep it up. This is awesome. This is a beautiful thing. And we got some love from Larry, South Jersey. Said, yo, big up.
Larry.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, one of our very hardcore team members is from Jersey, and her name is Linda.
Okay.
And so I'm sure she might be listening, but she won't want me to give her last name because
that's how she is.
Private kind of person. I guess that's how you guys do it out there. We appreciate it. But she's been a Baltimore citizen for a very long time and an integral part of this outreach team. So thank you, Jersey.
Yeah, shout out to Carrie as well. You're a faithful viewer and listener. We appreciate you. Let's give everybody kind of just an overview of the different events that are going on this week.
Yes, so as far as the sponsored events that the outreach team is supporting and helping to promote and fund, we have, and we're excited that this is the second year also of the Champagne and Popcorn Black Filmmakers VIP reception at Nancy by Snack.
That's awesome.
Say that again.
Yeah. Right.
But and that in and of itself is our second year of just taking some time to appreciate the filmmakers that are local here, the work that they're doing, to provide them with some support. But it really is a reception and a networking opportunity. And what Kevin Brown, the proprietor of Nancy by Snack, and just an awesome individual, in our conversations recognize that a lot of times just folks who are creatives don't have opportunities to just get together and celebrate each other, look at each other's work, network, and enjoy each other. So the VIP reception is really a chance to get together filmmakers and film students, especially recent grads of some of our renowned film programs here in Baltimore, as well as to showcase some of the work that our local artists have put together. So that's on Wednesday at Nancy by Snack.
5 to 8.
That's the 15th of August. It's from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. And that's
Lynn,
on...
go ahead. Finish that up.
That's at 131 West North Avenue, which is on North Avenue between Howard and Maryland.
Correct. And shout out to Kevin Brown again for stepping up and helping the sisters out. But I want you guys to hold that thought. We'll continue through the week when we come back. Commercial break, just a bit outside. I'm not sure, but let me just say that you ladies are doing it.
We're rewarding you for something you already do, listening to us. It's Radio Loyalty, and it's an easy way for you to get free stuff. All you do is sign up. Go ahead and click the banner now. You'll earn points as you listen. Points you can trade in for great products and services in the Radio Loyalty store. You can earn even more points when you share your favorite station with friends on Facebook and Twitter. Radio Loyalty. It's free to sign up, so click the banner to join now.
Check out this flashback from the Artist Exchange Radio Show.
That's the biggest thing, is just empowerment. Just get off of the begging line. Just be proud and just get our pride and our dignity back, because as a child, we're taught how to go and beg for a job. Our parents, they literally taught us how to make sure you pull your pants up. Me, I'm 6'7", so I'm a bigger man. I was always taught how to not be threatening or intimidate people when I go into different interviews or different scenarios. And so we're literally taught how to condition ourselves, condition our speech, everything, in order to go and beg these people for a job, because we know when we walk in the door, I have to tear down 10 stereotypes before I get past hello. So we need to eliminate that.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back, Just a Bit Outside Radio Show on BeExposedRadio.com. You're checking us out on Facebook, YouTube, TuneIn app, Radio Loyalty app. We appreciate it. And we're sitting here with Lynn and Andrea from Baltimore Black Heritage Week.
Yes.
You mentioned porta potties earlier.
We did.
Lonnie Robinson has a suggestion. He says porta pots are a big business. They make money literally on the back end.
No pun intended.
I'm sure a pun was intended.
But really.
So you might be able to get that product provided for free. Shut up, Siren.
Right.
Ask
At least
some
once
construction
a show.
companies who they use.
Okay.
And
Thank you, Lonnie.
Hey, yeah, Lonnie, thank you so much for the suggestion, dude. I'm pretty sure they'll take that in consideration. And I just realized it was like Lonnie Robinson to Lynn Robinson. And Lonnie, she asked about you.
You just seem helpful, Lonnie, and we appreciate helpful.
Hey, dog, I told her you one of my faves, bro. Anime and all. I love you to death. But, yes, so, Lonnie, thank you for that comment. And you guys, as Mark said, when we left off, we were talking with Lynn and Andrea about Baltimore Black Heritage Week. And we were right in the thick of the discussion, and they were basically giving us a rundown of all the events that they have planned for the week. So I'd like to pick up where we left off with that, if you will.
Yeah, well, you know, most of the events are really just self-generated. If you have a business and you have an event, let us know. We want to put that on our calendar and drive traffic your way. We are an outlet for exposure for black business in Baltimore. We have 3 events that are associated with Baltimore Black Heritage Week. Lynn mentioned one earlier, champagne and popcorn at Snack by Nancy from 5 to 8. August 15th. You want to be there because we're going to roll them. But not just in a film sense. It's primarily a filmmakers networking event.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it. We hosted it that way last year. It sold out early, so you do want to reserve because Kevin Brown is the truth on food. And you know what brings black people out.
And it's really a great outlet, as they said, for filmmakers, and we have a lot of that go on in Baltimore. I mean, you know, I do volunteering for the Maryland Film Festival, and one of the hugest films of this year's film festival, it was about the police culture. God, I can't remember the name of it. It was about the police culture in Baltimore and the whole Friday. It was a documentary. Daggone it. I'm going to get the name of that.
Who's the filmmaker? And that's
another one too. But right. But we have we do have a very rich film culture here in Baltimore. You know, as we had Theo Anthony from Rat Film come on. So I mean, there's a lot of things that, you know, kind of go on sort of down on the down low, you know, and this film reception will provide a platform and an outlet for people to network and also to promote their work.
Yeah.
So what else y'all got going on?
What you got? Besides this fabulous hair.
Right.
I mean,
it's hanging in there. So that's one of our featured events that we support and provide outreach for. Now on Friday, we are supporting, because she supports us, Miss Alex Alexander is hosting her Bolton Hill Open Mic Series, which she does over in Bolton Hill. And I think they're I don't want to say anything wrong, but I think we're both 10 years in the Think Project and her activities. So we share that energy and that effort. But they're hosting.
We have it up on our calendar.
It is on our calendar, and
which is on our website.
Yeah. So the Bolton Hill Open Mic Series is on Friday night in Bolton Hill, and you can find Alex Alexander on Facebook. Please check our Facebook and our website for links to that event. On Friday is the Think Project. My firm hosts an annual community reinvestment activity. It's called The Feed. It has become a significant part of Baltimore Black Heritage Week as our community outreach and reinvestment activity as well. It is geared toward folks who are suffering through trauma and unstable housing, We primarily focus on youth. It's not an open community event. It's really geared toward folks that need services that are provided over at HEPCAC, which is in East Baltimore on 1212 Wolf Street. There are a variety of programs there that youth as well as adults can benefit from. But what we've seen in our work, and Keisha can attest to this, is a significant amount of young adults who are dealing with unstable housing. And they may not call themselves homeless just yet, but they may not always have a safe place to sleep at night or for their things to be, and those situations can generate significant amounts of trauma. So we want to invite folks out who could benefit from mental health support, substance and recovery support. The Youth Opportunities East Baltimore program is over there, a variety of resources there to attain your high school diploma, also get some employment services. The Charm City Clinic is also in that building, so you can connect there for some free health services, and they will be able to help folks apply for health care if they are still needing to do that. There's AGS Services, which is some additional mental health support. There's Infinity Counseling, some additional mental health support. And of course, the Think Project manages a micro career center connecting to careers over in that building. And so we will be providing on-site career services as well as feeding people and providing emergency supplies, go bags with ready-to-eat foods, travel-sized toiletries, condoms and contraception.
That's important. That's important.
That's important for folks who don't have a stable place to be, to make sure that they're safe and that they take care of themselves. So that's going to be on Friday. We are still continuing to collect toiletries and emergency supplies. If you'd like to contribute, please visit us on Facebook. You can visit the website, The Think Project, and we will appreciate any amount of support. But mostly send anybody that you think could use our services.
Yeah,
we'll be there for them.
Listen, you know, people often come to me or they ask me and they say, you know, how can I help or what can I do? Time is limited, funds is limited. There's a reason why the feed is my favorite event of the week. One is because this is us directly, you know, hands-on helping the community. And two, this is one of the easiest ways to give back. It requires damn near $0. You know what I'm saying? And all in just a few minutes of your time. And also, you know, like as Lynn said, you know, if there's anybody that, you know, you could recommend that is in need of these services, and also too, come down, check out the center, come and see what's out there. There's nobody out there that doesn't know someone that needs some type of assistance somewhere. You know what I mean? And we all have a tendency to get on Facebook and talk a lot of stuff, and we post all of these wonderful stories. How about you be one of those wonderful stories? You know, and this week is a great, and especially this event in particular is a great way to just, you know, get your feet wet if you haven't done so already.
Absolutely. Thank you, Keisha.
Yes, thank you.
And then, of course, on Saturday is our Baltimore Black Heritage Week finale and festival, which we're so excited about, and I've already talked about it being a work in progress. But it will be held from 12 p.m. to 7 p.m. At the Jenkins Hall Behavioral and Social Sciences building outside of that building, which is beautiful. There's a amphitheater, there's plenty of space. It's gorgeous if you haven't seen it. Really a gem, and really proud to be supported by one of the HBCUs that's local to our area. And what we know about Morgan is that a lot of people come to Baltimore, they attend Morgan, and they stay. And so I ran into a ton of Morgan alum over the weekend, and so proud to have them around and have their support. They're talking about doing tailgating next year and all the things that they can do, you know, to support this this effort and Morgan's involvement. So really excited about that. And again, as Andrea said, check our calendar. If there's anything that you think we could add to our calendar that folks could check out, please send us a message on our Facebook or a link. We are adding all the time. If we weren't sitting here right now, we'd be both adding additional things to our calendar, because we're getting communications every single day. A lot of restaurants are having Black Heritage Week specials. Some of them we haven't even had a chance to find out what the special is, but I guarantee you this. You go into your Black restaurant and you ask them for the Baltimore Black Heritage Week special, they're going to give you the Baltimore Black Heritage Week special, or they're going to come up with one. And if they don't, your job is to selfie and post This place is not offering Baltimore Black Heritage. Hashtag BBHW 2018. We will shame our community into supporting this office.
No, that's right.
As Keisha, you said, where's the Marcus Garvey sauce?
Okay, where is the Marcus Garvey sauce?
Yeah, that week.
Right, exactly.
Don't be afraid to tell.
I'm looking for that.
Hey, you guys, we're about to take another quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll do our Just a Bit Outside, Fave 5 with Andrea and Lynn. So don't go anywhere. Oh, we still going? Okay, all right, no problem. Mark, you want to do that then? Fuck it, we're still here.
Miss Kier.
Like we never left.
We're here for it.
All right, go for it.
Okay, so for guests,
Mark's like, okay.
Fave 5.
Let's do it.
To change it up. Boy, with the old standby though. 5 artists that you have in rotation currently.
We'll start with Andrea.
All right. Well, I'm an old head. And
we love old heads.
Thank you. And I love Baltimore, and I can't get this song ever out of my rotation. It's always going to be in there. It's the Basement Boys, Crystal Waters. People call it She's Homeless, but really what's the song called? Really, what's it called?
La-da-dee-da.
It's called Something Gypsy Woman.
Right.
Oh, I call it la-da-dee-da.
Or She's Homeless, but yeah, that's one.
Okay.
Michael Jackson.
I
Want You Back.
Okay.
Yes, I do now.
Oh. This is a first, but just a bit outside.
Andrea is quite the artist as well, so.
It comes out of me. Dinah Washington.
Okay.
Yeah. John Coltrane.
Woo! We heating up.
Yeah. And last one, I got some Khaled, DJ Khaled, Wild Thoughts. Wow. Wow. Because when I'm with you, all I get is wow.
This is not an example of her.
We got to bring back Dave on duet.
Right. Well, I might have to do that damn duet. Forget Dave on.
Speaking of music, we are looking for performers.
Oh. Holla.
Local. We want to really see a heavy contingency of youth and local artists and performers, dancers. We're looking for a spoken word. We're looking for acapella and acoustic music.
Oh, that would be nice. Acoustic would be nice.
Yeah.
Take your shoes off music.
Absolutely. And of course we're going to have a drum circle out there. We do have some artists that have agreed to perform. Oh, I just changed the subject.
No, it's all right. It's about music. Right. Come on, bring it back.
Well, I can segue in.
Yeah, segue in. Do it.
Two of my artists that I've been listening to, it is Black Heritage Week, Black Heritage Week, and so Boss Man I have been listening to. Boss Man is going to be performing at the Baltimore Black Heritage Week Festival.
Nice.
And I have been listening to Boss Man and Boss Man. And then there's Jahidi, who I've been listening to a lot.
Brownfish.
He's actually going to be singing the UNIA anthem as we kick off Baltimore Black Heritage Week, because you said you would. So
3 more real quick. There's the music.
James Brown, Aretha Franklin, and Taurus Riley.
Damn, there you have it. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
If you made them, take care of them.
Yeah, that's the real deal.
It's period.
And all that old money shouldn't go toward this, money should go to, if the child is with one of the parents 24/7, 7 days a week, you don't even come get your child every day. You come get your child once a month maybe, or once every 3 months.
Right.
You cannot dictate where that money goes, especially if the child ain't calling you about nothing. Now, if the child calling you every week, then you can question about where the child support is going. But if every time you pick up the child, they look nice, they ain't complaining about nothing, why are you worrying about where the money go at?
It is is what it is. Radio.
I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is. Because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
So, Jacqueline. Yes, Mom? I wanted to talk to you about something and... Oh, wait. Hold on. I just got a text. Oh, there's another one. Wow. Busy me. So, anyway...
Oh, wait, Mom. I just got a message. My friends keep commenting on my comment. Oh, there's another one. So many comments on my comment.
Oh, I can't wait to watch TV tonight. Playoffs!
Hey, guys, check out my new video game. Pew, pew. Wait, Mom, what? Huh?
What? Hold
What'd
on.
you say? Wait a second, what?
This weekend, unplug. Take your family to the forest. There's nothing in the world like experiencing nature firsthand. Trees, paths, bluebirds, streams. Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. To find the forest nearest you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
I was going to say that too.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is. Because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. With millions of YouTube views, shares, Instagram likes, followers, and fans across the globe. But what do all these amazing pets have in common? Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today.
Everybody, check out what you missed on the one and only Be Inspired radio show. Now, here's one little speech I'm going to give you before I get into the next article. Here's what I want to tell you. Still, but fear is big business. Fear is big business. I'm not telling you not to be alarmed by what you're seeing. I'm not telling you not to be concerned. What I am saying is not to buy into the notion that we should be afraid. You should be informed. You should be aware. You should start educating yourself about some things. I don't have the solutions. I don't have the answer. I wish I could say that if you did X, Y, and Z, you might not get shot by police. I wish I could tell you that, but I can't. But what I can say is just start making yourself aware of what's going on, but don't be so consumed by what
you are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
What's up, guys? All right, welcome back, guys. And let me just first start off by thanking Lynn Robinson and Andrea Jane for coming through and taking the time to, spread the word about Baltimore Black Heritage Week. It's a wonderful cause. It's a wonderful week. And, be sure to take a look at the Facebook page, the website, get involved, get into it, yo, honestly. We were talking about music, and there are a couple of announcements, I guess, that we need to make one comment we had from Miss Mosley is that we all need to say a prayer for Miss Aretha Franklin, please. She's in Detroit hospital in critical condition. You know, anybody that knows anything about music, you know, I mean, Aretha Franklin is a legend, you know, and you know, prayers will definitely go out to Aretha Franklin's family and you know, all the fans who are, you know, beginning to mourn, because I mean, this will be a great loss in the music industry.
Yeah, and like when the news hit this morning, I honestly I thought we'd hear by now the unfortunate news. I don't know if it's they say she's
officially come out yet. Yeah. Right. You know, I'm expecting something, but maybe by tonight, tomorrow morning, because you know, a lot of times they like to give, you know, family time to, you know, to deal with and you know, make arrangements and stuff like that. So, you know, we definitely keep the Franklin family in our hearts and prayers. Also, and this is kind of segueing into our week on wrestling. The Real on Wrestling, I'm sorry, with Mark Foster, is you know, the wrestling community lost a legend, and I'm gonna let Mark take it away with this one.
Well, yeah, it's crazy because there's been a lot of wrestling deaths lately. 2 weeks ago when Tyra was here, talked about Jerry Lawler's son Brian Christopher passing. Nikolai Volkov, everyone remembers him from the 80s. He was actually a local guy up in Glen Arm. He passed away, and then today Jim the Anvil Neidhart, legendary Heart Foundation member, he passed away. I haven't heard a cause of death yet. His daughter Natty, she's a performer in WWE right now. So, you know, just thoughts out to the Hart family. It's such a tragedy, the Harts. They I saw a picture posted online today of the Hart Foundation as a faction in the 90s. It was like Bret, Jim the Anvil, Brian Pillman, David Boy Smith, Owen Hart. Bret's the only one left alive.
Yeah, I saw that comment on Facebook too. Like, you know, I didn't really realize until I saw, like, damn, that you know, that is crazy. Like, they've kind of been like one by one, man. And you know, it's kind of sad, and also too, because these are like your childhood heroes, you know, the people that you used to watch when you were like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. Yeah. You know what I mean? And really looked up to and really looked forward to seeing, like, every night, late night, what was that, Saturday nights when it would come on, and Glow would come on too, man. Like, that was one of the things that we used to look forward to as a kid.
Yeah, Superstars of Wrestling back in the 80s.
Hell yeah, man.
I mean, he was such a good performer, though. I'll never forget. Like, him and his tag team with Bret was just amazing. So, like, again, thoughts to the Hart family, Neidhart family, Natty, and
the whole WWE community, you know, because that's a big one. That's a big one. We haven't had an opportunity to all night to really get into one of our favorite segments of the show, our WTF moments of the week. And, you know, as in the sports realm, they always serve us up something nice. And I believe Mark has a WTF that is this is like a kind of ongoing type of thing, man. I feel like, you know, we can't really let this situation go.
Which one are you thinking of?
Oh shit! I'm thinking about the LeBron being the.
We did talk about that earlier in the week.
Yeah, okay.
I forgot about that, honestly.
Yeah. All right, well, that'd be my what the fuck. All right, well, which one do you have?
I almost went with this as Booty Huff, but this is more of a WTF.
Okay.
St. Louis Cardinals pitcher. Sorry, Jay. Like, I know Jay's a Cardinals fan. Pitcher Luke Weaver cut his finger while opening a food tray in a clubhouse at Kansas City and was scratched from his Sunday start against the Royals. Cards are 2.5 back in a wild card race, and homeboy cut it on aluminum foil. The accident occurred Saturday night when the right-hander sliced his index finger on his pitching hand. Super glue was applied, but it did not hold sufficiently for Weaver to pitch deep into a game.
Wait a minute, hold up. Did you say Jared Weaver?
Luke Weaver.
Luke Weaver. Okay.
So, Tyson Ross, he was claimed by the Cardinals last week off of waivers from San Diego, made the appearance in place of Weaver, and got the win in an 8-2 victory. And you know, in sports, when someone comes up and takes your spot,
yeah,
fear.
Yeah. That is crazy.
Aluminum foil.
Holy crap. That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. Good old-fashioned baseball joint. Well, mine is I guess not as colorful, but like I said, this is something that we've kind of been talking about for a little while now. As we said last week, we commended LeBron James of the now Los Angeles Lakers. You see me turning, right? You see me turning, right? But we were talking about him opening up his new school, the I Promise School, and how it was received across the country. And apparently, it's a big hit. Because there's a petition going around that is calling for the Secretary of Education, Betsy DeVos, to be fired and for LeBron James to be her replacement. How awesome is that? Or how disrespectful is that?
I mean,
depending upon what side you on, I don't know.
We know it'll never happen.
Right.
He's got to be appointed to that position by...
I think Kanye West would become Secretary of Education before LeBron James.
And you know... I think it's no small coincidence that in the last couple days since the news of the petition went out, that now there's like right-wing websites saying, oh, well, it's not really LeBron's school. Taxpayers are still paying. Yeah, taxpayers are still paying for it. It's still a public school.
Yeah.
But he's
public school. I mean,
he's put in $2 million a year as long as they're meeting admission requirements, max capacity students.
And I'm gonna tell you what, ain't no taxpayer dollars paying for them damn bikes and them bike helmets.
Yeah.
Okay? He's saying them iPads and whatever other amenities that they get and that you don't get at normal public schools. Okay? So, I don't even want to hear that. That's crazy to me. That's just, I mean, seriously. That's crazy to me, man. I mean, but what do you think, Mark? Are you all for LeBron's being Secretary of Education? How you feel about that, yo? He said,
Let's see after his first year with the Lakers. If he brings them a championship run, then he can stay in the league. But if it's obvious his playing days are over, transition into the private sector and public, service.
So you saying LeBron he could quit his day job if he wanted to?
Sure, why not? This administration, they're going to throw anyone in any slot.
Right, and you clearly don't need to have any experience. So, that was a good one.
Not to get political or anything.
Oh, shit.
But have you heard about the stuff that Omarosa has been saying about Trump?
Oh, no, what was that?
She's got a book coming out.
Oh, boy. I'm pretty sure that's going to be tastefully tasteless.
Well, nah, she's coming in hard. She's saying like the rumors about the tapes of The Apprentice.
Yeah.
Him dropping the N-bomb are real. Like he dropped it a lot, apparently.
Oh, shit.
She said that when she was fired from the White House, she was basically held captive. Yeah. I'm interested in the book.
Yeah, Omarosa really ain't wrapped too tight either. But, like I said, I'm pretty sure a lot of that stuff is not unfounded. So, I'm interested to see what comes of that as well. We'll be on the lookout for that one. It makes for a good nighttime, good story time, nighttime reading.
A little light reading,
Yeah. Hell yeah. Well, you guys, in the last few minutes, kind of, we spent so much time talking about, just everything that's been going on. This last topic we'll carry on to the next show. But what I wanted to do is, we promised you guys last week that we would open up the discussion of who our predictions were or who our picks would be for the AL and NL MVP as well as AL and NL Cy Young winners. Mark, I know you have some notes on the AL and the NL Cy Young winners, so I was thinking that maybe we could kind of start our discussion with that, and we could continue that on to next week, because that's going to be an ongoing conversation for the final 7 weeks of the regular season in the Major League.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting.
Yeah.
What I find really interesting is the NL. Whatever happened to your dude, Kershaw? Like, he's not even in the conversation.
Okay, so this is the thing about the National League, and I feel like this is the same thing about the MVP race, too. I feel like there's really no clear-cut winner. Okay, for the NL Cy Young and also for the MVP as well, but we'll get more into that next week. Now, okay, so you asked me what happened to my boy Clayton Kershaw.
He's not even top 10.
And you know what's so crazy? I don't even have an answer for that, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have no... I want to say that he's had an off season. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because he's done so well these previous seasons. I mean, I guess due to the law of averages, he's bound to have a bad season. But
entering the season, did he have an injury? I can't remember.
I was just thinking myself. I think he was dealing with an injury at the beginning of the season. Maybe he hasn't found his groove recovering from that. But what I can say is I'm not ready to say that he's lost his mojo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, he to me is still one of the best pitchers of this decade, man. You know, I mean, the things that you can't count out the things that he has accomplished. So, you know, it is very surprising that, you know, at this state in the game, at this point in the season, there's no mention of Clayton Kershaw when you're discussing the NL Cy Young. But let's get into some of the names that are being discussed. Mark, who do you have your eye on for the NL?
My eye is on Zach Greinke of the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Gosh, that was my other guy too when he was with the Dodgers. I was big Green. Like, I love that combo. To me, that was one of the first, you know what I mean, two-headed pitching monsters. You know, I kind of like kicked it off, kind of. You know what I mean? Absolutely. But please continue.
Let's see. He has played in 24 games. He has an ERA of 2.89. Innings pitched is 149.2. And he's got, 152 strikeouts? I mean, the dude is playing balls out. Mm-hmm. And the Diamondbacks are still ahead of the Dodgers in the West. I feel like for all the Dodgers did at the trade deadline, and, I mean, yeah, they got Manny Machado, but they got more than Machado. They went hard in trades, and they still haven't been able to they caught up. They took the lead for a few, just a little bit, and then the Diamondbacks came back.
Okay, all right, that's legit. That's a legit pick. You know, there have been a few names that have been thrown around. Scherzer,
yeah,
has been having an excellent year, and the next name that I'm going to mention is also having an excellent year. But I think the fact that the team records are going to hurt their chances at being picked. Now, I'm talking about Jake DeGrom.
Yeah,
of the New York Mets. This dude has been, and this is all right, let me come back to that because I got so many DeGrom things. But this dude has been lights out. So let me just go ahead and give y'all a couple of stats really quickly. ERA of 185. He rarely walks a batter. I mean, like, seriously, like, rarely. The most impressive stat of them all, he strikes out over 10 batters per 9 innings.
Damn.
So that's a third of your outs taken care of by a pitcher every inning. And because of these are really like particular stats where, you know, I also have him in my runnings for NL MVP. And a pitcher, it's rare that a pitcher gets MVP because they have this, you know, they have their own category, you know, basically with the Cy Young. But as with Scherzer, Jake DeGrom, the Mets are doing even worse than the Nationals, and I believe that is going to hurt him. But when it comes to the NL Cy Young, to me, this is my front runner. This is the guy. And we were just talking about Clayton Kershaw and injury. Jacob DeGrom dealt with his own set of injuries himself. The past two seasons have been very bumpy, not only for DeGrom, but for the New York Mets bullpen. I mean, Noah Syndergaard, I mean, you know, Matt Harvey. It was at one point, I didn't even know who the hell the person was on the pitching mound for the Mets. I mean, this is legit. So, you know, for Jake DeGrom to be able to, I mean, I felt like I think his injury started like 2 years ago, and you know, last year was kind of a transition year for him, and then this year was kind of like a reemergence. But for him to kind of, you know, reemerge, he cut all the hair off and everything, like he's kind of like this whole new pitcher, and to do so well, man, that's very impressive. And it would really be a shame if, you know, something as small as, you know, your team's record, you know, could count him out of winning this prestigious award.
Absolutely.
And you know, kind of circle back around to what I was saying in the beginning, you guys, the NL race as far as Cy Young and MVP this year will question a lot of things for you. You know what I mean? One, what does most valuable mean to you? You know what I'm saying? And two, what makes up the best pitcher in the league? Like, what stats are most important? You know, I couldn't help but think about when I was reading up on the MVP race. I couldn't help but think about the discussion that we had about Russell Westbrook and James Harden. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because they was in a tight race too. You know what I'm saying? Everybody had their own arguments, their own reasons for why one was more deserving than the other. When you know, and it kind of morphed into not even really about the players, but, you know, what's your definition of, you know, an MVP? And you know what? I'm gonna write this down when I go back and watch the show tonight, because I think this is a good topic for next week, since we're gonna continue this discussion. But you know, yeah. Back to my main point though, you guys pay attention to this, this NL race. You know what I mean? Like, there are so many candidates that, I mean, Mark and I only talked about 3-4 pitchers. There are other guys out there that you can make a case for as well, and this makes for really great baseball.
Yeah.
Too, and it's only 7 weeks left in the season, so these guys are going to be doing everything possible to make their case to be the one. So we'll be on the lookout for that. Do we have time? You want to give your? I think we have like a minute left. Do you want to? Oh shit! Let's do our feel good.
Feel good.
Yeah, let's do that.
You know, it's local.
Kind of feel good and hometown hero wrapped into one.
Yeah, Adam Jones. You know, there's a lot of talk about him being a 10-5 guy at the trade deadline. There's rumors that the Phillies wanted him. And they wanted him kind of for his leadership and not necessarily his on-the-field play. He's adamant. He wants to be a leader within the Orioles. He said he would move over to right field, welcome, what's the kid's name? He debuted. Mullins, yes.
And he was, oh man.
He said he'd welcome Mullins to the clubhouse, move over to right field. He'll do whatever he can to help this team and be the leader for it. And true to his word, Mullins came up, he moved over to right, and you know, he's doing the damn thing that you know, you want that loyalty in a player. I'm thinking the O's need to do everything they can to keep him.
Oh, most definitely, because they need that veteran leadership, and that right there was quintessential veteran leadership.
I'm scared the O's are not going to do what they're not going to offer him a good contract.
You know what? We'll talk more about that offline on what I will do if we lose Adam Jones. But listen, you guys, that's just about all the time that we have for tonight. Once again, I'd like to thank Lynn Robinson, Andrea James for coming through and spreading the word about Baltimore Black Heritage Week. As we said earlier, check them out on Facebook, check them out online, blackheritageweek.com. And, you know, seriously, get into it. Be a part of it. You know, you don't necessarily have to attend an event. You could do stuff yourself, do things in your community cleanup, whatever. But I hope to see you guys out during the week at one of the events. So I'll be at them all. And Mark, man, thanks for another great show, homie. That's what we do. You know how we end the show? Baltimore, spread love, yo.
Light in my way.
Exposed Radio Show every Friday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., every Saturday, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Real artist, real talk, real live on BeExposedRadio.com. I was